Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, before we get into the show, first off, man, if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video will come out because I'm here each and every single week. And one last thing, don't forget to be awesome. Yeah, man. Sit back, chillax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink because you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about Impact Wrestling for December the 3rd, 2021. Now, man, with this show, man, yeah, was not a fan of it, man. Was not a fan of it. I mean, it wasn't completely bad, but I wasn't too much of a fan of last night's show. You know, in the main event with Moose and Morrissey, the tag team match versus Eddie Edwards and Mack Cardona. Like Moose getting pinned. Moose as the world champion getting pinned in a non-title match. In a tag team non-title match, the world champion get pinned in the middle of the ring. And dude, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, dude. One of my biggest pet peeves is when champions lose in non-title matches. Now, the only time a champion should lose is if it's a championship match. That's the only time a champion should lose. But yeah, that was my thing. I didn't know why they had this guy lose, the world champion. Like, dude, never in my life would I ever book my world champion or a champion in general to just lose in a non-title match. And like, dude, with Mack Cardona, didn't deserve a title opportunity. I like Mack Cardona. Always been a fan of Mack Cardona. You know, everywhere he's been, I've always been a fan of Mack Cardona. When he was in WWE as Zack Ryder, always been a fan of him. But man, did not deserve a title match. Like he whined his way into a championship. He cried his way to a championship match. He lost that Bound for Glory. Like, he lost fair and square when Moose cashed in before he cashed in his Call Your Shot gauntlet. He beat Mack Cardona. He beat him fair and square. He beat him clean. And then he lost. He lost to Morrissey at Turning Point. And, you know, even though Moose got involved in the match, you know, even though somebody got involved in that match, he still lost. But yeah, he lost time and time again. So why is he getting a title match? That's the one thing I didn't get. But yeah, did not like that. Did not like the main event. The match was good, but did not like the fact that Moose is pinned. Like, I would never book my world champion to lose to anybody. You don't see Roman Reigns losing as a Universal Champion. You don't see him losing on SmackDown or on pay-per-views and all that stuff. He's been undefeated. He's been undefeated as Universal Champion. So why are we booking Moose to lose in a non-title match? Yeah, was not a fan of last night's show. But yeah, man, we did get Jonah, his in-ring debut. So yeah, that was good. But yeah, other than that, man, was not a fan of last night's show. This is the Impact Wrestling review for December the 3rd, 2021 on the Ryan Awesome Show. And I say this all the time, man. If you haven't done this already, man, hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, if you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know my next video is uploaded because I am here each and every single week, man. Here on Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite, Thursdays for Impact Wrestling, Fridays for AEW Rampage, and then Saturdays and Sundays are for our pay-per-views, man. AEW, WWE, and Impact Wrestling pay-per-views. And so, yeah, man, so we start off the show. We had Mack Cardona came out to the ring and he spoke, complained about Moose and all that stuff, and then Moose had interrupted.
So I'm going to really ask you this question. Please think about it. Do you really want to have a wrestling match with the wrestling god? Because I promise you, it's going to last as long as your Intercontinental Championship run.
Wow.
Does that make you mad, Matt? Does that make you hot? Well, the truth is, they saw in you what I see in you. You're nothing but a mid-carder.
Oh.
In fact, you should change your name to Mid-Cardona.
Mid-Cardona.
All right, big man, you got a big mouth. Say that one more time. Come on, say it. Say it one more time, Moose. Come on.
Mid-Card.
Oh.
How much more can a man take?
And he slapped the microphone out of Moose's hand, and so they went brawling. And then Morrissey came out, and they double teamed Mack Cardona, and then Eddie Edwards came out too. And they fought off the heels, and that was pretty much it, man. That was pretty much it. The back and forth on the microphone was really good, but still didn't like the fact that Mack Cardona cried his way into a championship match. Like week after week, dude been saying I was this close for beating Moose. I was this close. But yeah, you came this close, but you didn't win. That's the problem. You didn't win. So yeah, man. So yeah, that was it with that. And so right after that, man, we had the Violent by Design. We had Violent by Design. They had a Vignette. So that's Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doering. And so Violent by Design, they were talking about their feud against Heath and Rhino. And so Violent by Design, they mentioned the tag team titles. They want the tag team titles, but they had to go through Rich Swann and Willie Mack first. And so that was pretty much it with that. And so right after that, man, we had Mack Cardona and Scott D'Amore. They were backstage. And so Scott, he made a tag team match with Mack Cardona and Eddie Edwards versus Moose and Morrissey in the main event. And so Scott, Scott D'Amore, he made another match. He made a match between Savannah Evans and Rachael Ellering later on tonight too. And so that was pretty much it with that. And so right after that, man, we had a match. It was Matthew Rehwoldt with Deonna Purrazzo in his corner versus Chris Sabin. And so Purrazzo was on commentary. She was on commentary. And so the match started off. We had both of these guys, they were going back and forth. Rehwoldt, he had took control of the match, and then Sabin, he started to fight back. And so Sabin hit a PK kick to Rehwoldt, and he hit a DDT, a diving DDT to Rehwoldt, which was nice. And so Rehwoldt kicked out of the move. And so both of these guys, they were going back and forth with kicks. And then Deonna Purrazzo, she had left the commentary team, and she had got up on a ring apron. She got in Chris Sabin's face, but she didn't touch Chris Sabin. And so we had a running knee to Sabin. And so Rehwoldt, he had hit a fireman's carry powerbomb to Sabin. And so Mickie James, she had came out to the ring. She ran out to the ring, and she fought off Deonna Purrazzo. So they were both brawling. And so to end the match, man, we had a cradle shock to Rehwoldt to win the match. So therefore, Chris Sabin wins the match. And so that was pretty much it with the match. And so right after that, man, we had Chelsea Green. She was backstage with Scott D'Amore. And so Chelsea Green, Alicia Edwards, they were backstage. They spoke to Scott D'Amore. And so Scott, he had said next week. So both of these ladies, they want to be a part of that Knockouts Ultimate X match. And so Scott, he had said next week he will announce the 6 competitors in this Ultimate X match. So Jay Vidal had came in, said he wants an opportunity. And so Scott D'Amore, he gave him an opportunity. He says your opportunity is against Jonah. So your match is next. Yeah, that was his death sentence right there. That was his death sentence. And so man. So we had Jay Vidal versus Jonah. So this is Jonah's in-ring debut. And so Vidal, he tried using his speed against Jonah, but it didn't work. And so man. So we had a running senton of Vidal. And so to end the match, we had a diving splash to Vidal to win the match. So therefore, Jonah wins the match. And so man, I will never take a diving splash from Jonah ever, never ever, man. And so right after the match, Jonah, he had spoke after the match.
The whole wrestling world is talking about the top dog. And that is because I take over wherever I go. And there's a reason I showed up in San Jose for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that was to stand face to face with Moose.
Uh-oh.
Moose is the world's champion. Something that I deserve to be. But before I get to Moose, let's talk about Josh Alexander. All I keep hearing from the boys online, from all of you fans, is that Josh Alexander is the best wrestler in the world. Well, to be the best, you have to go through the top dog.
And so yeah, man, so that was it. That was it with that. So he has his eyes set on Josh Alexander, man. So yeah, that match should be really good, man. Should be really good. And so yeah, man, so that was pretty much it with that, man. That was pretty much it with that. And so yeah, so right after that we had Gia Miller. She was backstage. She interviews Trey Miguel, who is the X Division champion. And yeah, so Trey Miguel, he spoke. He was being interviewed, and so Steve Maclin had came in and he attacked Trey Miguel. And so both of these guys, they were brawling, going back and forth, blows for blows. And yeah, and so Maclin, he had grabbed a cord. And so he started choking Trey Miguel with the cord. And so you had like one security guy, he tried to break it up, but Maclin had took that guy out. And so yeah, man, so the security team, more security guards came in to break up this fight. And so Trey, he had got up on a platform and he just dove off of the platform and dove on Maclin and the security team. And so yeah, so that was it, man. That was it with that. So yeah, we will get a rematch. That's what it looks like, because Steve Maclin was never pinned. And so yeah, man, he should have been pinned at Turning Point, because he's been getting opportunity after opportunity after the X Division Championship. And so yeah, so that was it with that. And so right after that, man, we had the Brian Myers How to Be a Professional. We was on chapter 52, and it was distance learning. And so yeah, man, so VSK and Zicky Dice, they were talking to Brian Myers on FaceTime. And so yeah, man, so the entire time, or Zicky Dice, he was talking to him first, and so Brian Myers had hung up the phone, and so VSK had called him back. And so yeah, so they were talking to Brian Myers, and so they said that they would beat Finn Juice and they would make Brian Myers proud. And so that was pretty much it with that. And so yeah, so right after that, man, we had Moose, the Impact World Champion Moose, and W. Morrissey. They were backstage and they were talking about their tag team match against Cardona and Edwards. And so yeah, so Morrissey, he was, sick and tired of Moose's promises, his empty promises, because time after time again, Moose said he was going to give W. Morrissey a title shot, but he never gave him a title shot. And so yeah, and so Moose, he had told Morrissey, if you help me beat Matt Cardona tonight, then I'm going to give you a title match. And so Morrissey, he was like, okay. And so yeah, that was pretty much it with that. And so yeah, so right after that, man, we had Savannah Evans with Tasha Steelz in her corner versus Rachael Ellering with Jordynne Grace in her corner. Jordynne Grace was the digital media champion. So yeah, man, so Evans, she started using her power against Ellering, and then she had a Northern Light suplex to Ellering. And so both were going back and forth with strikes. And we had 3 running senton bombs to Evans, and she kicked out. And so Tasha Steelz, she had tried to get involved in the match, but Jordynne Grace, she had chased her around the ring, and she chased her into the ring. And so Rachael Ellering took out Tasha Steelz. And so yeah, so to end the match, man, we had a TKO to Savannah Evans to win the match. So therefore, Rachael Ellering wins the match. So yeah, man, 50-50 booking, man. 50-50 booking. The last time they fought, Savannah Evans won the match, and now Rachael Ellering won the match. I would not have Savannah Evans lose. Like she's a new star. She's a threat in the knockouts division. You having her lose, man. And then she won the Monsters Brawl. Yeah, she won that Monsters Brawl, which means a lot, winning that Monsters Brawl. So why are they having her lose? Why did she lose? She should be winning her matches, not losing her matches. But yeah, man, that was it, man. That was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that, man, we had the Influence. They spoke. They were backstage. So we had Tenille Dashwood, Madison Rayne, and Kaleb with a K. They were backstage. And so Tenille, she had asked Madison Rayne and Kaleb like what happened while I was gone. And so they mentioned the inspiration as the new Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions. And so Tenille, she didn't like that. And so she wanted to meet with the inspiration, not knowing who they were, but she wanted to meet them. And so yeah, so they met up, and Tenille Dashwood, she did know them. She knew them, because they're friends in real life. And so she reunited with her friends, and so that was pretty much it with that. And so yeah, man. So right after that, man, we had Violent by Design. So that's Deonna and Joe Doering with Eric Young in their corner versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack. So yeah, man. So Swann and Mack, they took control of the match, and then Violent by Design took back control of the match. And so Deonna hit a diving headbutt to Mack, and then Mack had hit a pop-up forearm to Deonna, and we had a hot tag to Swann. He had took out Deonna, and so we had a handstand cutter to Deonna from Swann, and then Swann took out Doering. And so Eric Young, he had distracted the referee, and then Deonna, he tried to use the Violent by Design flag, but Willie Mack had stopped him. And so to end the match, man, we had a diving 450 splash, or just a 450 splash to Deonna from Rich Swann to win the match. So therefore, Rich Swann and Willie Mack wins the match. And so yeah, so right after the match, we had Violent by Design. They took out Swann and Willie Mack, and then Rhino and Heath, they came out and they fought off Violent by Design. And so that was pretty much it with that, man. That was pretty much it. Yeah, they need more tag teams, man. I'm telling you, they need more tag teams. It's like we see in rematches after rematches all the time on this show. And so yeah, man. Yeah, that was it, man. That was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that, man, we had Johnny Swinger and Hernandez. They spoke. They were backstage. Swinger and Hernandez, they were talking about, they were just talking about their, I guess their, what were they talking about? I don't even much remember. But yeah, man, they were talking, and then they got interrupted by Rohit Raju and Raj Singh. And so yeah, and so Larry D, he came out, interrupted all these guys, and so yeah, he had challenged Raju to a match next week, I believe. I think it was next week. But yeah, it's more likely gonna be on that BTI show. So yeah, man. So that was it with that. And so yeah, man. So before we get to the main event, man, let's talk about next week's show. Let's talk about next week's show. So yeah, man. So next week's show we have the throwback. So they announced the throwback throwdown 2. And it's gonna be on Saturday, December the 18th in Louisville, Kentucky. And so yeah, also next week. So yeah, for next week we have Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo, and Matthew Rehwoldt versus Mickie James and Chris Sabin. Mickie James was the Impact Knockouts champion, and Chris Sabin. So a mixed tag team match next week. And then we have a 4-way. It's gonna be the Inspiration and the Influence. So the Inspiration who are the Impact Knockouts tag team champions, Jessie McKay and Cassie Lee, and Madison Rayne and Tenille Dashwood with Kaleb with a K in their corner versus Decay. So it's gonna be Havoc, Rosemary, Crazy Steve, and Black Taurus. That's not fair. That's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight. On the heel side, it's all women. On the babyface side, they have 2 men and 2 ladies. That's not a fair fight. And so yeah, man. So that was it with that. And also next week we have Eric Young versus Rhino in a street fight next week. And so those are all the matches that are announced for next week. So yeah, man. The main event, man. The main event we had W. Morrissey and Moose. Moose, who is the Impact World Champion, versus Matt Cardona, always ready. Matt Cardona and Eddie Edwards. So yeah, so Cardona and Edwards, they took control of the match, and then Moose and Morrissey, they took back control of the match. And so yeah, man, so Morrissey, man, he had knocked Edwards off of the top rope, man. Landed nasty, man. Like, you heard a thud, man. You heard a thud when he landed on that floor. He hit the ring apron first, and then he landed on the floor. So that was, nasty landing. So yeah, so we had a hot tag to Cardona. He took out the heels. And so Cardona hit a code breaker to Moose, followed up by the reboot. And so Morrissey, he had stopped the pin. And so everybody, they were going after each other with kicks and big boots. And so Edwards, he had hit a tope suicida to Morrissey. He nearly knocked down the barricade, nearly knocked down the guardrail onto the fans, man. Moose had hit a Uranage to Cardona. And so at that point, both of these guys, they were reversing each other finishing moves. And so to end the match, man, we had Matt Cardona. He rolled up Moose for the win. So Cardona pinned the Impact World Champion Moose. So therefore, Mack Cardona and Eddie Edwards wins the match. And so yeah, so right after the match, we had Morrissey. He had gave Moose a big boot, and so that was pretty much it. And so yeah, I said this earlier, man. I said this earlier. Why is the champion losing? Like why do they do this to these people, man? Why do a challenger always have to pin a champion to get a championship match instead of getting wins first? Like, dude, that's not how it works. You don't pin the champion and get a championship match. That's not how it works. You get wins first. Cardona's been losing. He's been losing. He lost to Moose fair and square. He lost to Morrissey at Turning Point. So why is he getting a title shot? That's the one thing I don't get, man. Like, dude, I don't care. I don't care who you are, man. I don't care who you are. You gotta win matches first. You gotta get wins first to get a title match. I say this over and over and over again. I sound like a broken record every time I say it. You win to get championship matches. You don't pin the champion to get a title match. You don't do that. I had a problem when Rehwoldt pinned Dr. Britt Baker. When Dr. Britt Baker is the AEW Women's Champion. I had a problem with that. And, I have a problem with this. Like, I don't care what championship belt you hold. You shouldn't be losing. You shouldn't be losing to anybody, man. They made you a champion for a reason. But yeah, man, like if you lose as a champion, why are you the champion? Why are you the champion? Man. Like, dude, never in my life would I ever book a guy like Moose, man, the world champion, pin in the middle of the ring, dude. Dude, stuff like that, man, irks me, dude. Irks me. I hate it. I hate it when I see champions get pinned. Like, I really do. But yeah, man. And every time it happens, I don't care what show it is, WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling. If I see a champion lose, dude, I'm gonna call it out. Dude. And I just called it out just now. So yeah, man. I really didn't like this, man. The match was good, but dude, they gotta book their champions better, man. They really do. But yeah, man, that was it, man. That was it with the show. That was it with the main event, and that was it with the show. Show was not all that good. It was not all that good. But we did get Jonah in-ring debut. We did get that, so that was the bright side of this show. But overall, man, was not good. Was not good. But yeah, man, so yeah, that was the Impact Wrestling review for December the 2nd, 2021 on The Ryan Awesome Show. And yeah, man. Oh yeah, and also when we went off the air, Scott D'Amore, he had made a match. A championship match with Moose and Mack Cardona. Made a match between Moose and Mack Cardona at Hard to Kill. So yeah, triple threat match. I'm sorry, triple threat match is gonna be Mack Cardona, Moose, and Morrissey. So yeah, so that's gonna be a Hard to Kill triple threat match. If it's anybody that deserves a title match, it's Morrissey. He actually beat Mack Cardona at that pay-per-view at Turning Point. And then they promoted it as, the winner of this match will be number one contender. And Morrissey beat Mack Cardona, so it should be Morrissey versus Moose. Even though if it's a heel versus heel match, he still deserves a match. Cardona already gotten his title shot. He lost. Like, he had an opportunity to compete for the title, and he lost to Moose, who won that Call Your Shot Gauntlet. And Moose cashed in his Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy. So yeah, so why is he mad? Why is he mad that Moose won a championship fair and square? I don't know. But yeah, it's a triple threat match. It's gonna be Moose, Morrissey, and Mack Cardona at Hard to Kill for the Impact World Championship. And yeah, man, so that was it, man. That was it with the show. So yeah, man. So yeah, if you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man. And I'm here each and every single week, man. Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite, Thursdays for Impact Wrestling, of course, Fridays for AEW Rampage, and then Saturdays and Sundays are for our pay-per-views, man. WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling. I'm here. And yeah, man, follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. Comment down below, tell me how you felt about Impact Wrestling. And yeah, man, share this video, man. Share this video with each and every single person that you come across on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, man, if you missed anything, I didn't review Impact Wrestling last week because it was Thanksgiving Day. and I didn't feel like watching wrestling on Thanksgiving Day. I wanted to enjoy Thanksgiving. So yeah, man. So if you missed the turning point, review, the video is gonna be right up here in this corner. The video right here is gonna be in this corner, and the link to that video will be down below in the description. So make sure you click it if you missed it. And yeah, man, and I'll see you guys tonight, man. I'll see you guys tonight for AEW Rampage. And by the time you see this video, AEW Rampage already happened. So I'll see you guys when I see you guys. And yeah, man, and once again, guys, thank you for all the love and support for the show. Thank you, and thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for all of you that subscribe to the channel, commenting down below, hitting the thumbs up. And yeah, man, appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate it. And yeah, man, and this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.